It's a fan favorite. He's one of our fan favorites, and it's Tony Pollard.
TP20, baby.
I think every Cowboys fan wants to see the guy get the ball more. And the Cowboys have now said Tony Pollard exploring receiver role at OTAs, and Pollard's down with it. He says, I don't care what do I have to do. I just want to be on the field and have the opportunity to get the ball.
No, that's great, man. I think it's a great idea. I think they should have been doing that from last season. I mean, when you have a dynamic guy on that side of the ball, you need to find ways to be able to get him the football, whether it be, in the backfield, whether it be put him in the slot, whether it be kick returns, punt returns. Get him in the game so you can be able to change the pace and really force the defense to have to shift, and now you have an advantage. So they have to do everything they possibly can to get him on the field.
Well, with saying that, exactly, he's a dude that no matter where he is on the football field, he can touch the ball and he can score. He could be on the 1 yard line, he could be on the 50-yard line or on the 10-yard line. The guy has the opportunity to score. And with them putting him out at slot, I'm assuming he'd be a slot wide receiver. It would be cool to see even him maybe out wide. But the benefit of him being out in the slot or being out at wide receiver is Ezekiel Elliott is still on the field.
Yep.
Right.
I still really like Ezekiel Elliott as the Cowboys running back. The guy can block like a motherfucker. And I know people say this is the big thing. Well, we're not paying him to block. No, we're not. But him having two playmakers like Zeke and Pollard on the field at the same time instead of one of them off the field just makes zero sense to me.
Yeah, definitely.
You name in our wide receiver room right now, you could put Pollard in the conversation wide receivers, and he's the third best wide receiver out the gate to me. You got obviously CeeDee Lamb and Michael Gallup. Who's better even than Gallup if he was playing at wideout right now?
What about the kid from Pittsburgh that we signed?
James Washington. I still think I'd rather see Pollard at slot in the slot than James Washington.
I mean, I agree, but I think James Washington is going to have a very solid year, man.
I hope so.
He may end up making, getting paid from either somebody. I don't know if we're going to pay him, but I think he's going to have a chance to have a big year because he has the opportunity. But like you said, I think Tony Pollard has the chance to actually be the third best receiver on this team. And when you got a guy like that, you just hope that, the coordinator and the head coach can be able to figure it out to get him on the field and put him in the right spots to succeed. And to your point, and with Zeke, the fact that he had a PCL tear last year, which probably is why he wasn't so productive. Let's see what happens this year. Yep. Repaired his knee, let's see if he can be able to kind of bounce back and be that guy that we think he can be. Not the Zeke, the first 2 years, but at least somebody who can at least get his yards per carry up past 4 again.
Yeah,
you know
or like a guy that, maybe he's not going to break a 60-yard run, but I'd like to see I'd like to see him at least challenge a couple guys in the secondary.
Well, I do want to see some different schemes that the offense can do if you have someone like TP20 in a slot role with Zeke on the field. Talk about maybe a reverse and then Zeke's going upfield blocking.
Just anything.
But I mean, just I think it adds the versatility. You could do a quick drop down or a quick hit. I mean, I think the fact of TP20 being on the field and being number 3 wide receiver in terms of yards, I can absolutely see it happening. Again, how's the production going to happen? We're going to see once the season starts.
Well, this says how good of an athlete this dude is. He's in contention to be able to just go out and play wide receiver, and then he's arguably in a lot of circles, he's arguably the best running back on the Cowboys right now. There's a lot of people that think he's better than than Zeke, and maybe at this point he is the better pure runner, but I still think Zeke is the better overall running back.
Right. No, I agree. I think, if you try to go with Pollard as the featured back, like a third, he's just an every down back. I don't know if he has the ability to do that, but he can be the change of pace back that you need behind a power runner. You need 2 running backs in this league.
Hell yeah.
And when you have guys that have defined roles in regards to you having a guy that's a bruiser and you having a guy that can be able to bounce on the outside and really change things up, that's what makes, playing your team offensively as a defense really bad. You don't know where to go. Okay, Are we guarding this guy? Are we trying to shift our defense this way? Do we have to line up our linebackers a different way? Do we have to send the safety in? Like, there's so many different things that you can be able to do that now can allow Dak to be able to play action and have one-on-one coverage over the top. So there's a lot of things that putting him on the field can be able to open up.
Well, and that was one of our biggest issues last year as far as play action goes. I felt like we got away from the
play action.
I feel like we got away from the running game so fast that no one was even scared of a play action attempt.
Yeah, because you have no frills more calling the fucking plays.
Right? He is just, and I think this is actually, and I didn't even have this on the list of shit to talk about, but it is an important thing to talk about. I think a lot of the guys on our coaching staff are in, and they were saying this last year, make or break year.
Yeah.
I said last year wasn't, but this year is like, I think they got to do a playoff push, or you got to clean house with at least Kellen Moore and Mike McCarthy. Right?
I agree. I think if the offense doesn't improve, and we're talking about, because the offense was one of the highest rated offense in the league last year, but we're just talking about creativity and not looking predictable offensively. Like after the scripted first drive, right? Cowboys were pretty much just like, you kind of knew what they were going to do. You know what I mean? So it's like it's very, very, it was very, very like disheartening to see that. So if they struggle with being creative this year, I hope that Jerry and everybody else is kind of, they'll kind of needle Mr. Moore and say, hey, there's a college down the road that really thinks so highly of me. You should really go take a phone call and see what's going on.
Or Mr. Moore, do you know that Canada has a football league?
They bring the noise. I'm talking about the Dallas Cowboys.